your project is absolutely awesome. We've been seeing a lot of you send your journeys as well on Twitter, and we've been loving them. So much so, Adam here as well, he messaged me on Telegram. He was like, "Oh, you trying to do this?" And so, like, that is the excitement that you've got coming into this as well. But I want to say a big thank you as well to both our judges, including Ben, of course, as well. Big round of applause. So, in terms of the format, we're going to have a couple of minutes. It's going to be 3 minutes, and then we're going to have some time for questions from our judges online. Very, very excited to hear everything you've told us. But just a word on why we're so excited. I'm so excited because I genuinely think that a couple of you will be able to take your project. I mean, all of you will be able to, but a couple of you, statistically, from the past pitch we've done, will be able to take your projects and just take it to the next level. And there's so much that we were chatting as judges beforehand that we want to do to support you. So by all means, no matter what happens in terms of the pitches, we want to see you continue your project afterwards, and we want to be there for you, help you continue that relationship with your every step of the way. Whether that's connecting with our people in the ecosystem, connecting up with the team of Ripple, whatever it is that you need, or even, you know, if it's just a simple retweet, right? Like, you know, biggest KOL right here, you know, retweet from the man himself. These sorts of things, like, we genuinely want to be there. So that's just a word that I want to say, and then I've got a couple of words that he wants to share as well. But there's one takeaway, is that we genuinely want to see each and every one of you. I really mean that from the heart. There's nothing cooler than seeing projects start at the ground level there, and then just go on to the top of the project. We've had teams that get funded afterwards, $400 million. Of course, it starts with just simple pitch. So it starts with humble beginnings. And then we continue rolling out afterwards. We had our first unicorn. We had our project get funded by AgentFlow, Armored Fund, on the VC side, but also projects that are building in the ecosystem. So, no matter what, it's going to be safe. Cool. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for that introduction. And thanks, Beth and Adam, for being there as well. Judge and also thanks for joining us. So we're going to go through everyone and give everyone 3 minutes to pitch on the actual stage, so to speak, and then we'll have 2 minutes of questions at the end. And that's typically how we run all of these. And then we'll be announcing the winners in a ceremony tomorrow evening, or tomorrow at the end of the main conference. So looking forward to seeing what everyone builds, and also seeing the real world applications of the XRP ledger. I know many of you are excited to see that as well. You often see things happening online, you know, with respect to the price of XRP, but you don't actually see, you know, one step below that, why the price is moving in the way it is. You don't actually see, you know, what the tech is actually useful, and that's why we host so many of these pitch-ons, hackathons, to really give people that exposure and really make sure people actually know about the tech that underpins all of these blockchains. There's much more to it than just the numbers on the screen. So hopefully we see all of you pitch your amazing projects very soon, and hopefully we see many of you actually continue to build. Because like Paul said, you know, that's the key thing that we all really want to see, is you launch a project or continue to build well after the pitch-on today. So like I said, we'll connect you up with anyone you need to, Ripple, Ron's team, I'm sure Ben and Adam as well can be really helpful in that respect. And our goal is really just to give you all a platform to share your ideas and ultimately continue building the future of the XRP ledger. So thanks everyone for being here, and we are looking forward to kicking off the pitches right now. We're going to announce the first team, actually. I have it on my phone. Cambridge. Okay. No. 1 second. They're just getting the laptops. So we'll go to the next one. XRP FuturePay. Yeah, just bring us your laptop and you can plug in there with you. Well, while they're getting set up, one thing that I think is really cool is that we're chatting just earlier with Brad. He has massive text as well. So you'll be able to take some really cool photos of those.
They're going for the massive text, by the way. Welcome to XRP FuturePay, transforming cross-border remittances with intelligent payment streaming. Now, there's 280 million migrant workers out there sending $700 billion a year in remittances. But it's expensive with high fees, it's slow, and it's inflexible. That's where we come in with XRP FuturePay, using streaming payments, scheduled payments, recurring payments, anchorage, conversion, all done under the hood. So it looks like you're sitting just real money. Our loan is not working, but you essentially select the recipient, put in your amount that you want to send, monthly, daily, weekly, whether it's a lump sum payment or streaming, which means streaming payments from your account, confirm and send, money is sent. And on the receiving side, it looks like this. So the person can see the dashboard with how much they have, they can see the list of historical payments. They can also cash out to off-ramps in person, for example, through OXXO, which is in Mexico, media source system, Gcash wallet, digital wallet, or just ATM withdrawals. If they decide to click OXXO, for example, you just get a payment code, you bring it to a store, and you get cash. So, but then you ask, where's the Ripple? Where's the XRP? All that is abstracted under the hood. So we use XRP Ledger for integration for escrow contracts, so that way you can keep your payments and schedule them. Use Ripple Net connectivity in order to facilitate transfers to the banks. Use Instant Ledger protocol in order to let people get that cash in person. So why we win is compared to traditional remittances, we are cheaper and faster. Compared to crypto, you don't have to set up your crypto wallet. You don't need to KYC on Coinbase, get someone's wallet address. Let's say you're sending real money to your mom or to your dad. And the market community is huge. Filipino workers alone, there's 3.2 million in North America. $700 billion in total addressable market because that's how much they send per year back home. And this is me. We have developed a product before on blockchain, part of different builder reward systems as well. 80K installs a mobile app, 10K weekly average users in the game. Excited to do more on Ripple with XRP FuturePay.
I'll go first. First of all, love it. Really cool idea. Tackling a big problem. My question is, you've got one pretty cool experience on getting those installed, getting those users. How do you want to get users for this? And you get the three guys ultimately face.
That is a very good question because in blockchain there's a lot of really cool technology, but the user onboarding is the issue. So that's what I want to tackle in two ways. One, value proposition, which is we are cheaper and faster than traditional businesses. Take less because it's all done on blockchain for Ripple. And then secondly, that easy onboarding. When you're sending money, it's just click send, and it looks like it's just sending real money that's sent from your checking or savings account. And yeah, you can have it streaming. So therefore, for example, if it's a daily $10, you need $10 from your bank account every day, or you can do a lump sum and then it gets locked in escrow. That way, your recipient doesn't get that big lump sum out that they have to cash out right away and get dropped. They get just take over $10 a day to keep groceries and goods. Thanks to Ripple Escrow. Here, oh, so that's under the hood. So you link your bank account, then through Ripple's partners, you track them from the bank account. So that way, the user experience is just that you don't want to demo, but the demo is cross-border, and you can also risk converting other competitors. So you can send USD, speak, and cash out on pesos or PHP, and then that gets converted and all that. So we're trying to make it seem like cash, but better because we're watching. What are like affiliate partners, but we know that Triangle, for example, has partnerships in the Philippines. And then for Alipay, they use 711.com, for example. You have the QR code, you scan it that way. So there's we kind of partner through the in-person neighborhood hubs. 7-Eleven is the office. And as the example showed, it was also like showing QR code, nice code, or with cash. And then back end, that gets done through the portfolio cash. We have not launched yet, so therefore we can't give you an answer for bullshitting you and I'm not bullshitting.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, brother. Good job.
Hello.
Hello everybody, this is AgentFlow. We're a platform where you can build, share, and monetize your AI agents with no code. I'm your Bindle, a former quant dev and AI engineer currently. So, the problem that I saw was 80% of AI are using their workflow, and 58% of finance teams are starting with AI in some sort of integrated workflow, but only 15% of XRP users actually use these AI tools. And I talked to a bunch of industry professionals, and I saw that the problem was simple. Web3 automation is still manual and complex, and people might have the financial market knowledge, but they don't really know how AI works, and they don't trust it, and they don't know how to build these stuff. So that's where AgentFlow comes in. We're a platform where you can just create, deploy, monetize these AI agents on Web3 with no code. So this platform on the left, you can see a drag and drop canvas. It's going to be a whiteboard too, where you can orchestrate your workflow. You can put in complex tasks such as automating your compliance, cross-chain operations, and then swaps. And then you can put that into a whiteboard tool and build out your AI agents. Secondly, once you build your AI agents, you can monetize them through a marketplace where you can post these and have revenue generated through it. So yes, why the XRP method? Well, three reasons. Number one is the speed and scalability. XRP has some very low latency and very high throughput, which allows our AI agents to transact very instantly. Secondly, it's the low transaction cost, which enables this micro-subscription model for agent monetization. And thirdly, it's a native DX support, which can allow agent trading and without having to worry about any additional protocol. So, lastly, about me, I'm a CS student from the National University of Singapore. I work at the FX market at and I scraped my university's database and got into trouble for that. And currently I'm an AI engineer. So that's me. And join us in part of the next AI economy. You can connect with me on the QR code, and that's a graph of the market opportunity. Yeah, so currently there's multiple routes you can take with this. I think one of the key revenue streams you can have is some intermediation like monetization model where you take a little bit of percentage cut on the agent versus marketplace and you earn off of that. Secondly, I think you have year-based subscription licensing model for developers. So let's say you can have a pro feature which can have more automation features integrated into this whiteboard builder. So you can basically offer more support. Yeah, so the goal with this is to bring, so firstly, non-technical users of XRP that have the financial market knowledge, but they don't know how this automation stuff works, they don't have CS background, bring them in and really have them enjoy the benefits of AI. Like, I imagine this platform alone, you sit at Ghent, put in a beat, and just have your AI work for you. We want to get to that, like, sort of scale. And yeah, more geared towards non-technical users as well as bring like people that are not into crypto to that. I think so. Yeah, like one of the possibilities I was thinking is having like an SDK where developers can like actually use this to have more customizability into their agents, and actually platforms like Sui and Solana are doing this with Visa and Callus. So this is something that's already out in the market. Developers are using this like to customize their AI agents with their SDK. So I think that's the first adopters that are gonna come, and those are gonna pave the way for non-technical users to also come in. So like what I see is we have a movement going on where AI agents are being brought to that screen and other networks are adopting it very fast. And we want to bring that to XRP. Right now it's proof of concept, and we just have like some like UI design, because of UI design. But if you fund me, of course, I can accelerate the MVP. But yeah, that's where we're at. Proof of concept validation stage and onboarding like more people. Hopefully.
Cool. Next up, we have Woomba Finance.
Whoa.
Oh, Angie. Hi, I'm Angie. I'm a developer and I'm a DeFi coach, and I'm also the founder and creator of Woomba Finance. Woomba is a global platform and an AMM where anyone can make money. People want to invest in crypto and they want to earn passive income, but they don't often know where or even how to do that. So Woomba is a user-friendly platform that doesn't demand excessive amounts of time in order to create code. So the beauty to create code. So anyone with a non-custodial wallet that is EVM compatible and is interested in investment opportunities on-chain is our target market and a potential user of the platform that will provide that income. The beauty of Woomba is how it works, utilizing three user archetypes: traders, liquidity providers, and Woomba voters. And the platform, it drives value where liquidity is the cheapest, which optimizes the marketplace. basically a DEX and an AMN that creates a flywheel where traders can trade and rely on low fees and low slippage, and which creates fees that both locked governments token holders earn because they vote weekly to determine how token emissions are allocated across the pools on the protocol that are paid out to liquidity providers who stake their LP tokens on Woomba, which provides that deep liquidity. So our tokenomics are based on the native DEX token Woom and the governance token Woom, which is in a time lock. And earnings potentials can be increased as well through special incentive programs such as the incubator or leveraging value through service. So to recap, why Woomba Finance? Well, from arbitrage plays in trading to APR deals in liquidity for liquidity providers to earning trading fees and leveraging value, which ups the stakes of earning income. It comes down to one powerful principle. Woomba Finance is a global platform that was built so that everyone materials that has a more granular view on how the APRs work, the full range pools, and solving liquidity pools, and how we write that. Yes, yes. Right. So most of those higher yields are going to be through market trade. So you have just regular trade, and that APR is going to be based on the TPL, which is in the pool, right? And the basis of what you have in there. And those yields typically can be, when you're talking about more blue chip stuff, it's going to be more like 60 to 80%. Sometimes it is achievable if you have enough volume and now, when you add in a component where we've got incentive rights, which is essentially token developers and protocols can add incentives for the voters. Okay, so when you're voting weekly, there's basically, and we'll build out using like new dashboard where you can see how those emissions are happening. You can track emissions, you can track the votes, things like that. And so when that vote shows up, it will show you an approximated APR, and it is made up of trading fees from the week before, which is a fixed number based on the actual trade. That's where you are to optimize the marketplace, right? Because you're literally, voters are going to vote where the fees are. They're going to be driven to where the value is, because that's what we're getting paid for those fees. And then there's a variety of mechanisms that can also be issued, and it can be done in stablecoin, which is going to be obviously the biggest incentive for a voter is stable, or you can get them pulled into your ecosystem by having the token that you're actually trading as part of that mechanism, or they can incentivize money, and anybody can do it, but it's mostly protocol. One to do that. So when you add them together, so market is literally market targeting. But one's just going to be trading, just comes with that, just to trade, so they can download these. Okay. And then you're going to have the liquidity providers. Liquidity providers are coming because they're literally, they're providing the liquidity, they're getting yield from that, and of course it is in the Woom token, but if that's going to be a high yield token, so they can immediately convert to stable, they can convert to any other, and planning on having a relationship and like working, I can see there'll be a point where you work with Axelar to sort of be able to trade USDC or RLUSD from on different chains. Because I assume that's going to happen, RLUSD available, right, on Ethereum chain, Base, Arbitrum, but it's going, that interoperability is going to be there. And so, that's one of it. But, and then the third feature is the code. And so what I'm trying to offer as well is it's not just, because a lot of times when you think of the timeline that you could convert your employees to people go like 3 years or longer you off, unless voting equity happen, right? And so people like 3 years after the term, they need to think of it like an annuity, right? Because that's going to create a winning field. And it's, I'm not reinventing the wheel. This exists on other networks, right? And the number one base on, the number one DEX on base is Arizona. This is based on the same LIBOR system. I'm just putting it on XRPL as a person who's the same concept, right? It's a pretty, yes, it's proven, and if you're looking for a big investment, I mean, Coinbase issues for $40 million into Arizona, right? And those blocks, and I'm taking it a step further, because this is what I found that my clients had the trouble with those NFTs. I'm looking at, and then of course, I made everything through, right? So I'm going to have adoption agencies and the secondary market where you can resell your NFTs if you're tired of doing the flywheel. You can resell them at a discount. You probably already made your money back at that point. And then also, and then the surrogate is going to be where you can actually leverage value. So you could stake your DD NFT and borrow at a ratio of 65% LTV and borrow against it and borrow a coin that's available and take that and go do something else with that money. Go put that in a liquidity pool, move it off chain, go do something else. But actually use the value, and then what you're going to do is assign your voting rights to the protocol that puts it into maximum good. It still gives you rebase awards, it will still give you awards that will compound back to your lot. So you can literally grow in your lot as it goes weekly, letting the protocol decide on that mechanism. And then you're able to use up to 5% LTV. And then it's actually liquidation after 7 steps. So it's 5%, but if you're managing that, but that to me was the kicker. That's what people don't like that. Does that make sense? So the target market is pretty much anybody. We're going to jump on all those movements to get, Coinbase was a billion users on base. XRP needs to do that. The balloon token, I think it's necessary in I mean, are you saying that I possibly use XRP or XRP? Not use anything. Well, I think the flywheel effect that I'm doing, where you're actually voting on the tools, how allocations are made. If I didn't have the rules as the DEX token, I don't think I don't think it's flywheel. It is a different model. Most DEXs are just trading, right? But it is this flywheel. You know, say that is your model. But I'm playing on I'm not looking at really being something that you can buy or of course, I have made airdrop buying a 20%. and Desiree. So. I have an idea and I need some help or a developer to build something. So a little bit of my background, I am in pharmaceutical sales. I sell medium and full time, the 200 million this year. And I would like to introduce blockchain to healthcare. I'm sure that's a multi-billion dollar industry and everyone's kind of talking about it, but I mean, HIPAA compliance, just even penetrating healthcare officers, healthcare solutions providers. I mean, there's paywalls. I've only been in the industry for 30 years in the South from the West Coast, so it's pretty well known to break in. But one of the biggest challenges that I'm facing is getting the drug approved. So my drug is a biologic, I've heard of it, and it's really expensive. So I really believe that blockchain revolutionize the world and healthcare. And so my project is EPA because you guys got me so into just learning everything I can and understanding and just being okay to be vulnerable to ask the question to understand. So I want to use XRPL to trigger my prior authorization. Prior authorization is how you get medical drugs tier 3, tier 4 approved. And it's just a way for patients to understand the process of approval. Because right now it's kind of paywall if I get providers and the insurance company. So you need a transparent way to for the benefit and a digestible way to understand what is covered by their insurance. So the benefit, you pay for this. Everyone pays for this out of their check, but nobody knows what's covered, nobody knows what medications they qualify for. So with that, I think EPA will take your hand and move away. So the problem is the process is long, the providers don't have the manpower to do it. There's a delay, it's not streamlined, there's no standard operating procedure. The majority of prior authorizations are denied just because the EPA is not filled out correctly. You have people in little countries answering the phone and just going off the script. There's no human connection in healthcare anymore. Fighting against the insurance company. So the process goes full benefit verification, denial, appeal, approval, and renewal. So there's current projects out there, Tandem AI, Great One, even pharmaceutical companies have their own platforms, but they only apply to drugs that is in their manufacturer. And XRP So I would look at like looking at the process. So basically, we submit for prior authorization for biologic. It would then just pull into a token. So I'm just really focusing on dermatology. So that way I can do it, sell it to my providers at it. So it would allow me to advocate for themselves. And it would act as a liaison between the doctor and the pharmacy. So healthcare would be able to describe the process. Or one of my healthcare providers described the process clearly, statute, healthcare. So first step, how I am going, which I think but you would check your insurance coverage in terms of benefits, and that's where the token process would start. So there's no universal portal for all of the insurance, out there. So you can figure out how to pull that into one portal. And you search by your member ID to be able to tokenize your insurance policy. So we have all those formulas put there, and that will unlock your first token within the app. And then the second one is once you approve prior authorization, have that form already uploaded to your next token for the app. So the hard part is getting that approval. So everything is funded by especially on the records. Don't need to be compliant with HIPAA because information, the data, all the insurance policies are already out there. So you just have to plug it into their EMR system. So the plug is going free. So if me, if I sell like 6 drugs in the US, and I can push 20 of that type of 20 drugs. So, my recommendation is okay, but I was always okay, make it something affordable and not fun, but they would understand their method. I think you could take that only because it would be an outside app, right? And then you wouldn't deal with any type of like record. So all of the insurance benefits, claims, all of that is public information. So there's a guidance on your IP, that's what the Google search. And once you have all that information, formed, populated in one place, then you can send like things to MO, which is the EMR, medical record, and then integrate it. So it's kind of like plug and play. And then once it's all done, the provider would actually review everything. They don't have manpower, but it's all together and done for them, and they talk to pharmacy and providers with it. So it's eliminate a position. They wouldn't know. The patient could do this on their own. Provider just has to write the initial script. So they have the script, and then they take such a part of the process. They don't understand it. It's just a stepping point. Really make my job easier. But in the sense of people know that the drug infrastructure is $15,000 for free. You need the right steps. Like, it's just, this is not a solution we have. When you go to the doctor and you go to the script pharmacy, they're like, okay, you're all right, but we have this drug instead. But they're forcing overall cost. And it comes to sign up for the GP. They have knowledge and should understand what they're trying to do. But it's not powerful. So it's not always possible to say that. I agree with that. Thank you, guys.
Chain reach is next.
Nice.
Charities grow because it is donors give in the dark, funds disappear into overhead, and often a large marketing budget. We're here to change that. Chain Reach turns philanthropy to a real-time, data-driven marketplace where every project has to earn their income. So according to industry watch results, big charities spend 40% more of their donation. Donors are left with vague reports and real visibility. And with limited accountability and transparency, the most official organizations struggle to stand out. We now find ourselves at the end of the road, with the shortcomings of this antiquated system are no longer existing. Chain Reach utilizes cutting-edge blockchain methodology to enable projects to choose their own spec. From GPS pings and IoT sensors to timestamp video and AI confirmed receipts, all verified and validated. Here's how it works, guys. Every donation, whether via crypto, escrow contracts wait for verified milestones before initiating the next disbursement. No private wallets, no manual literacy. Just code, proof, and action. XRP gives us the perfect foundation, lightning fast fidelity, subset fees, and interoperable compatibility. It's the only network that makes micro escrow and hybrid practical. So what does this all create? Well, moving forward, visible to everyone. The projects rise or fall based on verified cost of money. It's not just transparent. Donors get enhanced all that control. Projects can't hide behind a brand. They have to fund. And when group decides who gets funded, waste disappears and plan. Yeah, this, we're really at a crossroads here. We're using, I was just thinking a couple of years ago, we were trying to help the kid in Africa when he did the loss and across the and so, a lot of that data, we're really just at an next point where I've done some research. I should have probably but it's 40% is there are numerous both private and governmental projects that are 90%. So we are really just trying to look forward and I believe that we're on the dawning of the age of capitalism. Basically, we're looking for like the evidence. So, from video showing that equipment is arrived, different receipts, things, GPS locator showing what products are arrived there, how much they got, the actual project. As things go on, you're going to get that verified first reality. So, it's almost like yeah, there's tranches involved, so and to the people thing I think is that everything else. And you have now this platform potentially where charities are now almost gamified. They're cheating for the donation, and just because you come from a multi-million / $1 billion situation, we have an amazing budget for marketing. You may be super inefficient where
this, there's ways of sort of modifying the algorithm to reflect the level of your be able to, and also over time, an extended amount of high level efficiency, maybe these charities, projects gain multiple scholarships, some sort of way that they can rate and they can have more visible to well, I have a very checkered past, and I've been through some extremely tough times. I've had some brilliant ideas, and life gets in the way. And I've found myself in an opportunity to, I see an opportunity. I see, it's not, XRPO is a huge part of it. I believe that XRP is one of the foundation pieces for what freedom means for the world, especially for young people. And so it's just, I've always had a soft heart. And, to be able to, have the opportunity to bring a bright idea, to bring like-minded people and capable people, because we're idea guys. Yeah, I got a little nerdy. I tried my hand at making my MVP, and I realized that that's serious. So we're in a bit of an out stage, a bit of a concept stage. We do have a lot of this very well outlined, the functionality of the actual project. But yeah, we're just coming out of a really dark time, and at this season moment, why not us? Why not any of that? Because now is the especially the interoperability, have the leading on side chain. Anything really, it's just very exciting. Brandon, after school for 8 years, I realized how important that's birth control. Okay, I'm not going to do it. But seriously, it's touched my heart. After being an investor, there's so long, and going through the trenches, stick with the research, define more, stay with it. Everyone in this room, I got to imagine, they played with the fancy numbers, like I put this on, this, that, the other. Imagine. There comes a point in time, it's like, well, what am I going to do with this money? Like, I don't want to just spend it, waste it. It's nothing at that point. So, me personally, I came to Christ real recently. I was baptized in September. My heart beat wide open.
Amen.
It makes sense that I want to be a plan. Why not create something that allows other people? So I can imagine everyone in this room wants the same thing. You know what's going to happen. You know the bubble is going to show up. I want to make sure we're doing something good for it because the people on top are not. Once again, Desiree said it earlier. We need you. You guys are the ones that understand. We need someone to help build this.
He's a great mafia.
know, I'd love to like throw out this idea, a little brainstorm. This is just kind of what we put down for you guys. Again, a lot of the things we're considering, taking the by allow people like donors to get in and see this dynamic. Every time you put a donation, all of a sudden it builds up the character. You can actually have battles between other characters. You know, you set it up and it's actually a funding source of itself, just for the gaming aspect of provide more money.
Another really interesting thing is that because you are potentially digging wells or creating the solar farms somewhere else, a lot of that can actually be translated into gas utilities that can then be purchased, decked out on people can companies can acquire those tokens for their
We have next wave.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Mayor Osanwo. I come from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Thank you all for having me. It's my first time in America, so. So to preface, I'm not here to pitch. I'm not here to ask for money, but if you insist, I know a great casino nearby. I'm here to introduce you, not a product, but a paradigm shift. Introducing NextWave, a non-custodial wallet that allows you to send XRP using handles. Now that's only the beginning. What we found underneath is PresenceNet. PresenceNet is a new protocol for proof of presence. The idea came from a question. What happens if you strip the value out of a transaction? What's left? What's left is a mark, a microtransaction that records presence, intent, or memory. Now, these marks are private, encrypted, and you can choose when or whom to share those marks with. A mark is not a post, it's not a comment, it's a moment. Now, these marks are composable building blocks that you can use in rituals. Rituals are shared actions that turn transactions into traditions. They can be used to coordinate anything from celebrations, like a wedding guest book, to triggering contracts, to gated access for vaults, for shared vaults, to shared decision making as well. So I chose to build this on the XRP ledger because no other chain combines the speed, the cost efficiency, and the stability to run a social coordination network. So finally, NextWave is built on the foundation of privacy and digital sovereignty. So you own full control of your wallet with no gatekeepers. You own your keys, you own your presence, and you own your coordination. You see, what we're building up in Canada is not just a new app, but it's the new frontier for how people coordinate in a digital space in shared witnessed time. So that's the next wave. It's not just the social wallet, but it's the social layer of the XRP ledger. Are you ready to ride the next wave? Questions?
Yeah, that's great. So the app looks like a regular sort of wallet app. I've made it very simple. So there's send,
and receive transactions. You know, you can receive the QR, all the good stuff there. There's contacts, so you can save contacts. In terms of how you transact in this space, because we wanted to make it a private sort of opt-in system, we transact between our wave names. That's my handle system, and it's you can transact with mutuals essentially. If you want to have other people mark you, you would, who are not mutuals, you would create a ritual for that. That's a great question. That's the goal. We're definitely going to get there. For now, we're just using Firebase. Thank you very much. Thanks off Google Ads.
Bunga bunga forever. I made it. Oh, it's in the house.
In an age.
So we're a Google Labs team. We're going to be presenting a video and a short presentation for the questions. This is part of the team. My name is Stephanie Chaps.
In an age of innovation and decentralization, UGA, a visionary collective, guides a team of blockchain pioneers empowered by the XRPL's game-changing power. UGA's voyage embodies the mission's ambition and clarity. As UGA touches down in the desert, he aligns with other innovators, ready to build a trustless tomorrow. Together, they head to the stage, where blockchain promises to redefine the global landscape.
Imagine a platform, safe, decentralized, encrypted, a hub where tokenized communities don't just survive, they thrive. A network designed for creators, communities, and builders to interact, transact, and expand, where tools are built on-chain and access is controlled through native tokens. Each project brings its own vision. Each currency opens its own door. This is modular sovereignty. Your tools, your rules, from smart yield farms and liquidity loops to compounding reward systems tailored for ecosystem growth. Integrate with artificial intelligence engines, train models, deploy apps, or expand mimetic missions, all from one grid-connected interface. Underneath it all, a midnight-powered foundation, zero knowledge protection, staked by founders, earning while powering the whole. This is more than infrastructure. This is the grid. Decentralized, encrypted, alive.
Alright, so I present the Jungle Grid by Google Labs. It's basically a platform for tokenized communities and projects to be able to build their tools and interact with other communities and projects. Here's a few images of how the user interface is currently looking. Then right now in our project, we have a dual token system where you provide liquidity for one token and you receive the yield, and then you can provide liquidity for the other token and you receive the other token, so it creates a loop compounding system. Then, I know a lot of you don't like memes, but I'm doing a research study on memetism, and it's the same way DNA is the unit of life, a meme is the unit of thought. So from the most primal part of ourselves, we can communicate without words, without anything, just images and humorous content. And that's the way the whole Google Apps team came together through memes and memetics, because we were following the same message. And that message and those memes are frequency. This is a little bit of our rewards loop economy. And then those are some of the applications that we currently have in the grid. It's the jumbo printer. It's basically a yield for tokens. You can provide liquidity, then you earn the token. Then we have a tokenized encrypted messaging platform for all the projects that are inside the jungle, so they can have their own channels. And then it's a store. And this is basically, we're heading into a future where the line between AI and real humans on the internet is getting really, really blurry. So the most important thing on the internet in the future is going to be the communities, and communities where you can actually connect to real people and know they're real. And everything is going to be tokenized. So these communities are basically being tokenized right now through memes. So the grid is that platform where you have your community and you can interact, engage with our community, and we have a certain amount of tools. You have your tools, and our community want to use your tools, so we have to token gate those tools, and then we can create earning mechanisms in order to use those tools. And in order to power the whole jungle and the whole ecosystem, we want to become a stake collaborator. And
So Midnight is a data protection blockchain being built right now in testnet. It's built by Input Output Global. I've been brought on as a developer and testnet in the DevNet stage, to where we can learn zero knowledge proofs. So what I pitched to Midnight is being able to bring the zero knowledge proofs to the XRPL for data protection. So everything that we all need here, all of these tools, will be like fueled by the Midnight data protection blockchain system. So that is one of the things that we're working on now, is bringing XRPL as a partner chain to Midnight, which has already been done. How come we are all getting the airdrop from Midnight? Is because of the fact that we did make that work. However, one of the things we need to do is become a Cardano stable operator. To become a Cardano stable operator, there's a lot of things going on there. That is our next step. Once we become a Cardano stable operator under Google Labs, we will then be able to use Midnight as a partner chain with the security that goes around. And that is great of your knowledge. Thank you.
What other thing I want to add is that
Not as good competition as collaboration. It's going to be like developers. Google found all of experts and install features and reach out to each other and honor being used by Google. By all of us, it's just there's a lot of people in here that work together already. And that's what we're doing. Sorry. Yeah.
payments. The first one will be the fees, like having fees for using the tools. We have a vesting system for our token, for example, to get paid with our token, where people need to pay with our native currencies, either Kuga or Gnosis, and a percentage of those payments will be burned, another percentage will be going to the vesting wallet, and also the staking for the Cardano stake operator.
When we look at how they will make money, it reminds me a lot of the DAO Are you aiming behind
So since we have different tools from different communities inside the platform, you will depend on each community's their tools, their rules. So let's say we have Cultivate project, they have a reward system as well, and then they want to have an AI agent that will help users navigate this reward system, and they want to token gate it with their NFTs. That's their option. We cannot impose what their gate system will be. In our case, to use our platform without fees, you have to have a Google spreader NFT that we already sold out. And the blue vest, yeah. All right, thank you.
Next.
Good afternoon, Sharks. I'm Adam Aguirre, co-founder of Next, a decentralized platform revolutionizing $5 trillion global commodity trading market. We're here to bridge trade with speed, trust, and savings on the XRP ledger. And we need XRP ledger developers like you to make it happen. The bottom line is this: commodity trading is broken. $5 trillion in trade face high fees anywhere between 1% to 8%. Slow 5 to 30-day settlements, and risks from bad actors. That's $1 to $8 million wasted in fees for every $100 million of trades. Next solves this by creating a single digital record on the XRP ledger, slashing fees all the way down to 25 basis points, settling in 3 to 5 seconds, and ensuring trust with robust automated KYC. We're targeting just 1% of this market, roughly about $50 billion in transactional volume, generating anywhere between $125 million in revenue by year 5. That's very conservative. There's significant pain in the primary commodity trades, significant pain. Anyone in the business can relate to this. Next, leverages the XRP ledger's power like never before. There's nothing like this on the market. We can enforce trade milestones, ensuring goods are delivered before RLUSD payments are released, making Next the most secure trading platform available. Developers, you'll get to innovate with XRP ledger speed, build cutting-edge features like NextPay for instant payments and NextVault for secure document storage, and gain exposure in a $5 trillion market. This is your chance to shape the future of global trade. Showcase the XRP ledger's potential and be part of a high growth project with almost 97% margins. We're asking XRPL developers to join us in building Next. Commit your expertise to create a trusted nexus of global trade. Together, one secure transaction at a time, we can revolutionize this commodity trading market and make the XRPL the backbone of a $5 trillion industry. Now I have a question. Who's ready to bridge the future with Next?
I'm not huge market, right? You measure one thing that I would think about those of you have very good thing, how you can get it. We're going to get those.
Really good question. Thank you. So I have a background in finance. I'm a registered investment advisor. I'm a wealth management firm. And 4 years ago, I had the opportunity to trade physical commodities. Now, just so everyone understands, I think you guys get it. We're talking about physical commodities, not paper on a CMA, not futures, although that's helpful at times for a hedge. But we're talking about physical material, right? The building this hotel is built with steel. They take iron ore from a mine, excavate it, load it onto a truck, load that onto a vessel, and then ship it off to a refinery. Put it in the furnace, blast drain, make steel. That's dumbed down a little bit, but you get my point. I had the pleasure of meeting some really good people when I was moving iron ore out of Mexico to China. Also met some very sketchy people. And just couldn't, maybe it's just, you know, me being so naive, growing up here in the States and, law and order, trust. That's really not the case. In this market, there's a lot of unscrupulous individuals that would provide, that say they have something and they don't. That flat out lie to you. That pass along phony documents. They look real. They're fake. So I got on board with a company with office out of Geneva and Amman, Jordan. We have offices in Shanghai. The owner of the company's been trading for 40 plus years, very successful. Ferrous and non-ferrous metals, rare earths, crude, upstream and downstream, including finished petro products. So, I've had the opportunity to really learn from my sensei. And I've soaked it all up, and I ask questions over and over, and I've learned a lot. I've learned to really mitigate and filter the BS. But there's got to be an easy way. Right now, banks control the market via letters of credit. Standby letters of credit. We also use escrow, an attorney. That's safe. The letter of credit is great. It's been a wonderful tool for decades. It ensures that both parties, the buyer and the seller, are protected, that parameters and metrics are met before money is released. There's no doubt in my mind, with your expertise, we could bring this all onto the XRP ledger. It's immutable. Can't fake it. It settles light and fast. And we can, in addition, make sure that each party involved handles each of their respective responsibilities during the cycle. They can actually follow the cycle. Third party comes in, such as SGS or Intertech or CCIC, and they inspect material. Literally, bring out a lab, inspect material. All that goes on our secure vault, so that we know the buyer is getting what they're proposed to buy. We feel that this is the future, there's no doubt. And we would be the first to market. Competitive landscape, there are some players out there, but they don't encompass the full KYC, the settlements, the document storage. You know, they're more of like following the process of the sales. Most known Hyperledger, Ethereum, like this will be revolutionary for the XRP. That's a good question. So regarding liquidity, as in bringing people on board to use it or funding it. So we're actively in the market. We're actively trading. Ferrous, not ferrous, crude. We're actively in that market. So we're going to be piloting it. You know, we will use this system. We also, I mean, this market is very niche. Everyone knows one another. All the real players know one another. All the big trading houses. You have some trading houses that have 50 plus years of experience that are still getting scammed, thinking they're buying, you know, several containers of copper. Gone. No. We're not buying futures. This isn't a security. This is a physical product that you can hold, that you load onto a bulk vessel, right? Or load it into a container. This is what's needed. Raw materials that's needed to make a vehicle, right? Bauxite ore, for instance. We mine bauxite. That makes aluminum. Aluminum's used for most EVs out there. All the minerals and metals and EV batteries. It all comes from Earth, and it's all mined. And it's all loaded onto the vessel to go to a refinery to give us said product. Nothing. That was a huge scandal. And this happened to big trading houses. These guys have protocols in place. They have a large staff. They bring in billions and they spend billions. This shouldn't happen, especially. So we want to be able to, of course, we're going to give our clients options to settle, right? If you want to use your LC, go for it. You want to spend 2%? That's your call. 2% on a $100 million vessel. $100 million is what the material is worth, right? If we're talking crude, throw an arbitrary number out there. That could, 2 million barrels of crude could be 60 barrels, $150 million just the material. Then you got to pay $5 a barrel for shipping. So then you got $10 million on shipping alone. So we want to bring everything in-house, give them the options. Oh, you want to use the LC and pay the 2%, or hey, you want to just save some money and pay 25 basis points, pocket that money. You know, LCs have worked for decades, but they're archaic. Let's bring it to the XRPL. Save our clients money, save everybody money, free up capital, and get going. Sure. Yes. Look, people are trading with digital assets. That's happening. USDT is big. And we still want to embrace that. You know, we want to be able to embrace, you know, RLUSD on the next. ledger. Absolutely. We also want to have a detailed paper that I'm happy to share with you that explains, the opportunities, including escrow. We can do an escrow. U.S. escrow is also something that we encourage. We do U.S. escrow at JP Morgan Chase. It saves a little bit of money. Hey, there's still expenses added to that. We want to have options, and we want to protect all players from, the high risk potential threats. Any more questions? Thank you.
Next, we have TextRP.
Please, if you're so kind to,
Let's go, TextRP.
Stay up, take a stretch, and we'll get out of here. I promise you, we will stay within the prescribed amount of time so we can keep you guys much needed lunch, right? The challenge. Yes. Awesome. I appreciate that. We'll get started here in just a moment. Please let me first these.
Oh, you put that up there on purpose. That's cheap. Yep.
Thank you.
We love you. It's on my phone. It is. It's on my phone.
I see what's going on. Just getting my display properly.
See the doggy. Beautiful dog.
There we go. And now, once
You guys need to create a bot that automatically does this for people that present.
Let's do it.
Someone get on
All right,
this.
let's go. Put that in. Okay. Guys, we've been sharing this laptop with other projects. Okay, let's get this done. How about that? Let's go. Now, drawing the words right now, but let's go. Thank you very much. Ours is a world of increasing complexities. People are juggling more apps than ever to get anything done. And, they're wasting hours and missing opportunities. And the utility of blockchain and its potential for everyday practical use is still not met. We need a solution that streamlines communication with blockchain activity. My name is Will Moreno. My name is Will Moreno, and I am the creator of TextRP Unified Messaging. With me is Mike Wood, our CTO, and we have a team of dedicated people who have a shared vision. And what that vision is to bring everyday communications to decentralized protocols.
So TextRP is a messaging inbox that unifies messaging platforms all into one place. So essentially we have bridges in place that allow you to bring in your messages from X, bring in your messages from Discord, and in the future we plan on adding more bridges too, so that you have one app for all of your inboxes. So this is essentially going from many chat apps to that one TextRP chat app. And then we have a new browser extension recently released that actually embeds a chat with wallet or chat with NFT owner button directly onto all of our favorite XRP websites like XRP Cafe or Bids, you name it. And since your login for the TextRP is actually your XRP wallet address, because of that, we can have in-chat payments between users. We can have in-chat NFT trading. So we have a beta widget in our application that actually allows you to trade NFTs with members of the community. And there's also the room for productivity tools that are built into the platform. So we invite any builder on the XRP ledger. We created a template repository on GitHub that actually makes it super simple to just clone the repository and vibe coding. You can just be like, hey, do this with trust lines in this room. So there's the sky's the limit in terms of since we've launched our beta, we've actually onboarded over 5,000 wallets, and we hope to continue onboarding people and take their feedback and drive our development.
So TextRP is the chat layer for the XRP ledger. Our strategy is to take the rapidly growing, I'm not sure why this is so blurry, but this is the rapidly growing US blockchain messaging market. And our aim is to leverage that blockchain messaging into the broader P2P transaction market, which is $150 billion expected by 2030. We project 100,000 monthly users 5 years into our post-beta launch with an average $1 million in annual earnings. Our model is based on offering messaging credits, asset trading, and also third-party integrations. So if you have a project and you have a service that you want to offer, deliver it on TextRP. We stand out above the blurry messaging apps up there. Not sure why that's so blurry.
It's always technical.
Yeah, but anyway, that's supposed to show how much better we are than all the others. Green is what tells you that we're much better. We have native end-to-end. That's native to the wallet-to-wallet chat.
It's enabled by default. So
it's by default.
On WhatsApp, you have end-to-end encryption. You actually have to go in and turn it on. So
yeah. And we offer a few things such as okay, I want you to hit this.
Sure. So currently we support Zomin as a login. We do plan to support other wallets, of course, only wallet. And we've onboarded communities like Finn, the Shark, Anados, Dibble, Wax, and that's kind of our plan is to onboard communities, drive users into our platform, and then help our communities build widgets that will help benefit the community. So as we've already mentioned, we can send payments in chat, and that can be token on the XRPL. You can also trade NFTs as mentioned. And the Chrome extension, which just got released, well, the update just got released. The Chrome extension has been out for a little bit. You used to be able to go to any website, right-click on a wallet, and then chat with the user. Now, like we mentioned, the button's there, and it's available in the website.
Yeah, so this is available right now, folks. So you can go to textrp.io and connect your Zomin wallet to start wallet-to-wallet chat. Yeah, there were some words here that I was going to say regarding this slide, all right? But I didn't think to memorize them that far into it. So let's just go about what our mission is. Our mission is a world of decentralized controls that give people the sovereignty back, all right? And we're doing that by bridging the gap between Web3 messaging and messaging and Web3 technology. All right, so thank you. With that, we'll go ahead and take any questions.
Yes. Great presentation. That's great. One is wallet. Yes.
So we have an algorithm that we run in our system called LRM, Ledger Relay Message. What we do is if you are contacting a user that is not onboarded to TextRP, we will use the ledger itself to send a microtransaction notification, just a notification that there is a message with 2 data points. The first data point saying, you do have a message, it's on TextRP, you can go there and log in and see it securely. And the second data point is whether or not that sending wallet is KYC verified or not. And of course, in the future, with PID, we'll be integrating more robust data. Just a little bit of XRP just to get just to notify them that they have a message. So we're not floating the network with message. Yeah, well, we're still grinding. We want to be bigger, obviously. We want more use cases because it's the communities that are actually providing us with use cases. We built this framework, for example, we built the in-chat pay, so you can send, not just XRP, but any tokens that are in your wallet right there in the chat. It works P2P, it works in a group chat. Basically select the user, how many to send them, what token, go, sign your wallet, you're good to go. Now, me, that was just a basic P2P thing. Now, people come to me and said, oh, this is great, I can use this in my consulting book, right? Because we have video chat, we have voice chat, we have teleconference, we have whiteboards, we have document share. So we have all the modern things you would expect from a modern app for messaging, all in TextRP. It's not just text, all right? It just rhymes. Yes, the messages are not on chain with the exception to notifications of messages that a person, and that's in the case of a wallet that's not onboarded. We are looking at maybe some ways for the person to opt into a notification on Microsoft transaction, but that's kind of like further down. It's very similar to it, but it's actually a similar protocol that we're using called Matrix. And that protocol is used by the German military, it's used by Homeland Security, it is used by the French Health Ministry. So it's a very robust system that handles a lot of encryption and natively and by default.
And one thing I wanted to highlight too is our app has features, with NFTs. And so we do that because a user may come in and decide they want a particular feature, but after a few months, if they see, I'm not really getting the value I was getting at, or I thought I was going to get out of this, they have the option to sell that NFT or even potentially burn it for our in-app currency, which is not a crypto, but is a currency used to track engagement, so that in the future we can actually reward our users for staying engaged in our platform.
So Sharks, if you award us this money, we're going to put it right to work immediately into implementing multi-wallet support and also into expanding this from a native web app into a native mobile app. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
You were on awesome message. Well done.
What? Wait. 2 more.
Okay. Well, come on up then.
What the? Wandering footprint.
All right. I know everyone's hungry.
That's fine, but I just want to get to move.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for the beautiful humans that are here supporting me. I really appreciate it. So my name is Amanda Jones, also known as Optimistic Prime. People call me Opti for short, and this is the Wandering Footprint. Imagine a world where sovereign living men and women connect effortlessly to live freely, securely, and sovereignly. That is the Wandering Footprint vision. Our cornerstone project, the Wandering Footprint, the Wandering Home Directory, aims to simplify sovereignty. We are building more than a marketplace. We're creating a movement where freedom seekers, where freedom seekers find verified builders, trusted tools, and a thriving community all in one place. I'm really nervous, obviously, guys. I've been working on this project for 5 years. I live on a school bus with my family. So I know these problems with living sovereign. It's complex and the landscape is really fragmented. Finding reliable tiny home builders takes a lot of time. Finding reliable information on sovereign living is very risky. It's hard to find the information that you need to live sovereignly. Even worse, centralized search engines control visibility, lack transparency, and ignore the values of the people they claim to serve. The market is crying out for a solution that's secure, transparent, decentralized, and above all, aligned with freedom. Enter the Wandering Home Directory. The first decentralized yellow pages for tiny home regenerative farming sovereignty tools powered by the XRP ledger. EZA is helping us rebuild the Wandering Home Directory, where tokenized transactions for tiny home plans, courses, and thousands of other goods and services. Use of XRP and custom XRPL tokens for fast, low-cost, secure payments, curated listings, and an advanced search engine eliminating guesswork, and decentralized identity, protecting users and building trust. We're not just creating a marketplace, we're creating a trust network. That's my bus, Optimistic Prime. That's why I'm called Optimistic Prime. The tiny home market is projected to reach $5.8 billion by 2028. Add to that millions of nomads, off-grid enthusiasts, builders, seeking tools and community, and the opportunity is clear. We aren't just meeting demand, we're shaping the infrastructure of a new decentralized lifestyle economy. But it doesn't stop at the marketplace. We're building real sovereign trade routes with truck stop style homestead hubs where nomads refuel, connect, and trade. In addition, the Blue Umbrella Treehouse bridges these homesteads with the XRPL metaverse. Users will be able to design tiny homes, attend workshops, and find the way out back home to self-governance and freedom. This is where digital innovation and real-world sovereignty collide. The blueprint, inspiring and empowering the next generation. Invest in co-creating a world where sovereignty is accessible to everyone. Join the Wandering Footprint by purchasing your 2025 Nomad NFT now and wander home with us. You can stand under my blue umbrella. Autonomy, sovereignty, choice. Support local, grow global. Rise together.
How do you see this, those trade routes interfacing with the XRP ledger? Like, what is the interface people that get on the end? When it comes to the actual trading and that.
Yeah, so I originally built my first token on Stellar in 2021 called the Ohm Coin, the optimistic Ohm Coin. And then when I found my community in the XRPL and realized that I was surrounded by incredible intelligent truth seekers. And I learned that the letter X stood for international sovereignty. I decided to create the XOM token. So I created that November 11th, 2023, and it's been sitting there waiting for me to learn all about the XRPL and the tools and how to like properly, create this ecosystem. So the dream is that the XOM token will be the marketplace token. I also have the Yahweh token, which is actually my hope is that that's like a like button, like the heart, that supports charities and anything. People who we're talking about giving, being philanthropists, right? We're all sort of hoping to be able to give back. And so the dream is to, take somebody like my husband who doesn't even have an examined wallet and like give him the opportunity to, be a farmer. And so being able to like digital nomads, I forgot to say that word, but ironically, but we're all so much like digital nomads and we want to travel and we want to have healthy food and we want to go sit by a fire with our friends. And so the dream is to have these thousands of acre-bits around the world where you know who's coming to your land. So there's like a security aspect through the NFTs. And that because you have decentralized identity, then all of a sudden you can not necessarily like impose into somebody's world, but you at least know who they are. And so that in my idea is that eventually like a farmer will be able to look at like a deeper evaluation of the nomads so that like they know who's there. But ultimately, like because I am a nomad, because I am a nomad, one of the issues when you have a homestead is like not having somebody take over your idea. And also if you have somebody on your land and you don't like them, being able to kick them off without like being mean. So I have this whole system laid out on the wanderingfootprint.org where you can find out more information that lays out this whole idea of like contracts where like you can only stay on the land for a week. And then if you are, if the evaluation is, if it's a mutual exchange where you actually like each other, then you can stay another week. Once you've been there 2 weeks, you can do 2 more weeks. Once you've been there a month, you can do another month. Once you've been there 6 months, you can do another 6 months. And so there's this whole idea of like being able to stop by and have a place to have a shower, like trucks. Like there's a lot of truckers. These cost $20 just to like have a shower and do your laundry at a truck stop. As we all know, like that's sketchy. And so being able to like have places where people can just pull in and they know they're safe and they can get, they can have camaraderie, but also be able to, you can kick somebody off and they have a place to go. You're not just sort of kicking them out into the world. And so for me, because I've been a nomad I've been living on this bus with 3 children and my husband for 7 years, like our dream is to have a homestead. And ultimately, IMU TV, they'll be presenting next. The ultimate dream is the manifestival in the forest with IMU TV. So. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you everybody. I appreciate you so much.
Niall.
What's up, everyone?
Huh?
Hey, Thank you for the support of the community there to provide for getting me here today. First, so with that being said, my name is Niall Crotchell and I'm the co-founder and CMO of the Universe, or IMU. We've got partners Rob and Fitzy next to here. We are an XRP powered entertainment ecosystem. And at the heart of all of this is IMU TV. Stop, guys. Let me just stop over and start over again because that's really a bit. Apologies. Yes, I'm Niall Crotchell, the co-founder of the Universe, or IMU, an XRP powered entertainment ecosystem that is currently streaming live at this event on TV at the stage of the Review Centre.
Yes, you are, my friend.
That is what we are here to do. So with that being said, we are a Web 2.5 media tech company, merging traditional broadcasting and blockchain technology into one ecosystem. And now at the heart of this is IMU TV, a 24/7 entertainment network that is currently available on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, with Apple TV and mobile apps scheduled to release next. Currently broadcasting out to 23 countries worldwide in our first 12 months. IMU TV is self-fictional array of indie entertainment alongside Web3 experiences and educational content, transforming the everyday viewer into first-time blockchain users at their own pace without ever having to invest. So with the potential of onboarding millions of users worldwide and the ability of tokenizing IMU TV's advertising revenue, we meet fans in the comfort of their own home, building mainstream adoption of the XRP whilst flipping the revenue model for creators and collectors. So whether you are an investor, creator, or simply believe in the future of independent media, we invite you to join the frequency of IMU that is powered by the XRP. Thank you to Dom and Phil for this opportunity today, and to you all for this opportunity. So it's all about the entertainment. So big shout out to Dipto over there. They are actually the first content creators on our network, and we are direct, and they host a wealth of educational content, interviews, I believe. Have you been with Dipto? Yeah. So I think that's actually true on IMU TV as well. So we've got a lot of educational content allowing users in terms of tutorials, finding out about fantastic projects and leading innovative space. And even with QR codes and stuff like this is a real easy way to just transition Web3. So that's the real one. It's just massive educational content going onto the network. We all know traditional broadcasting, they do not look good on the crypto space and XRP and stuff like that. So we now, as the owners of this on the broadcast network, we have the opportunity to put out real XRP content to the people, real people. So that's where our opportunity lies to get that information to everyone, especially in the comfort of their own home. It's saving platforms. Yeah, so to start with, in our first sort of 12 months of building, we've actually been offering XRP projects free advertisement on our network, just to help get the exposure of the XRP out there. Now, once we do start monetizing our advertising revenue in Q3, 20% of this will be going back to creative content providers on our network and an ad revenue sharing program. So this is the way that we're looking to do it. A lot of the traditional broadcasting companies, they don't give back at all. Especially coming from the music industry, it's the standard minimum payouts, and we've got a real opportunity to make that advertising money from their content back to their money. So that's the biggest one with the revenue model, is bringing the advertising revenue into their actual ad revenue share program.
We're also trying to become industry disruptors, because Rob and I know from 30 years of industry background, which rolled right into entertainment. And we've seen all these changes happen, especially dramatically, not only in music, but also in production, TV, films. We're all moving to this concept, this creator base. You see Paramount, all these guys that are starting to say they're starting to look like junk stuff. I mean, that's been a recent statement. And to be that disruptor, to be able to allow independent musicians that have starved for 30 years, Rob starved for 30 years, the guy that was signed by Def Jam, that was put up to the side, that was done. The model has changed dramatically, and the artist did nothing. And creating this ecosystem to bring all of the entertainment together, to create this model of revenue, to change who's determining where that goes out, and where we can protect rights of creators. Where now, in the models in current tradition, if we're giving away mechanical to places like Spotify, where now anybody can come in and remix Rob and Mi's music, and we get no credit for that. And so it really is just a growth model to disrupt the way that UMG, Capitol Records, and on our team we have experience with Capitol Records and Sun City Studio and Venus Production Studio, where they have really dug into there, seen how it works, and trying to make a difference so that artists, creators can actually come and not have to work 3 jobs to do something they love, because art is passion. Art changes lives, art saves lives, and which comes right back to Web3, bringing everybody on to increase this revenue so that we can all enjoy the entertainment, but also the education, real education of Web3. Correct. Correct. And we have a very big vision of we have to be in place before we disrupt, because you're talking about $27 billion industry that if we even start to take 2% from that, they're going to come and try. And so we are there. We see where we can drive all of that independent creators back to a source with IMU TV that's built on a revenue model for not only the artists or entertainers to thrive, but also everyone else in the ecosystem. Talk about owner protection, right? That is all tied in. So it's like the whole ecosystem, benefits and thrives as we grow and as we drive more of that entertainment into our ecosystem.
To piggyback off that, we create protectors to enlighten everybody. So many people are doing TextRP videos, actually actually protectors inside of our project with the protection themselves also one of the community is to get the eyes on the artists and educate about TextRP and allow us to get.
So just to finalize with that, but when we've got that revenue program and so content creators and providers, we do have, like I mentioned, by that's also tokenized in high amplified revenue, giving that boost play or whatever like that. So it's this new feature of tokenized advertising revenue. And just to add on, they also provide token game access. So we're currently hosting a monthly concert every month, bringing music artists from IMU TV, and all the holders get free access to that. So token game experiences is a big one, and we're actually looking to provide that for the artists as well. So with our Protectors website, if the music artist releases music NFT, we can essentially token game that stage for them and their as well. So yeah, and that's where the real independent entertainers going to be, especially artists. These people, places like that, paying off nothing. Where artists really tokenize their experiences, tokenize their music, blockchain for it. So that's the real push.
So that brings us to our final set of pictures now. I think that you can tell from the questions you asked me just how excited we are judge is going to be very, very difficult for us to decide who the winner is going to be, but the task is going to fall on our heads. But emphasize what we said earlier, genuinely, each one of those projects I think we've seen is spectacular. Like we've seen projects that are building in like very, very much real world side in terms of real world assets, trading, talk about communities, talk about artists, also very much building in healthcare as well in the pharma space. So really across the board, there's so many different areas. I absolutely love seeing this every single time. What we're going to do now in terms of judging is we're going to be deliberating. So as judges, we'll go into the other room, we'll take some time to think about it as well over the next 24 hours, and we'll be announcing the winners tomorrow. We'll be back in this room. Towards the end of the conference, we'll share more information about that shortly. We'll do that, and we'll have the main big checks out here. But for now, enjoy the rest of the conference, and big round of applause to you.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon. I don't know how to end it.
Awesome. I'm so